Did you know that the vegetables you've been eating your entire life, the ones your doctor has been recommending, the ones you've been carefully adding to your shopping cart every week, might actually be harming your body now that you're over 60? I know it sounds shocking. I couldn't believe it myself when I first discovered this research. But what if I told you that some of the vegetables sitting in your refrigerator right now could be silently contributing to your joint pain, your digestive issues, your unexplained fatigue, or even worse, potentially shortening your lifespan? You see, our bodies change dramatically after 60. The digestive enzymes that once easily broke down certain vegetables start to decline. Our ability to process certain compounds weakens. And the medications many of us take can interact with vegetables in ways nobody ever warned us about. Take Martha, for example. She was one of my viewers, a vibrant 72-year-old who prided herself on eating a large kale salad every single day. She thought she was doing everything right. Yet she suffered from constant bloating, digestive distress, and worsening thyroid problems that left her doctors puzzled. It wasn't until she made one simple change to how she prepared her vegetables that her symptoms began to disappear. Or consider James, who at 65 couldn't understand why his arthritis would flare up so severely despite taking his medications faithfully. After watching this very video and eliminating just one common vegetable from his diet, he called me in tears to share that for the first time in years, he could play with his grandchildren without pain. I know this might sound hard to believe. After all, we've been told our entire lives to eat your vegetables. But the truth is, nutrition science is evolving, and we now understand that what nourishes a 40-year-old body might actually harm a 70-year-old one. Today, I'm going to reveal the 10 vegetables that seniors over 60 should approach with extreme caution, or possibly eliminate entirely. I'll explain exactly why these seemingly healthy foods can become problematic as we age, and most importantly, I'll share what you should eat instead to maintain optimal health in your golden years. And make sure you stay until the end, because the last vegetable on this list shocked even me. It's one that almost every health expert recommends, yet it could be silently interfering with the medications that keep you alive. Before we dive in, I want you to know that I'm not sharing this information to frighten you or to restrict your diet unnecessarily. I'm sharing it because I care deeply about you, my wise elderly tips community. The knowledge you gain today could potentially add years to your life and dramatically improve how you feel on a daily basis. If you're watching this and you're concerned about your health or the health of someone you love who's over 60, hit that like button right now and comment "I'm interested" below. And if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to Wise Elderly Tips for more life-changing health information specifically designed for seniors. Now, let's uncover the truth about these 10 vegetables that could be silently harming your health after 60. Let's begin with number 1 on our list, raw cruciferous vegetables. I want to tell you about Martha, a 72-year-old viewer who wrote to me last month. Martha was doing everything she thought was right for her health. Every day at lunch, she'd prepare a large raw kale salad, feeling proud of her healthy choices. But despite her best efforts, she was suffering from terrible bloating, uncomfortable gas, and thyroid issues that kept getting worse no matter what she tried. What Martha didn't realize, and what many of us don't understand, is that cruciferous vegetables like kale, broccoli, and cauliflower contain compounds called goitrogens. Now, that's a fancy scientific word, but what it means is simple: these compounds can actually interfere with proper thyroid function. This is especially concerning for those of us over 60, when thyroid problems become much more common. But that's not all. These vegetables also contain complex sugars that our aging bodies find increasingly difficult to break down. You see, as we pass 60, our digestive system undergoes significant changes. The powerful enzymes that once easily processed these tough raw vegetables start to decline naturally with age. Here's where many of us make a critical mistake: we believe that eating these vegetables raw provides the most nutrition. And while that might be true for a 30-year-old body, it's actually a misconception for those of us over 60. Our digestive systems simply don't have the same enzyme power they once did. The good news? You don't need to give up these nutritious vegetables entirely. The solution is surprisingly simple: cook them thoroughly. Steaming or sautéing your cruciferous vegetables breaks down those problematic compounds while still preserving most of the nutrients. Some of my viewers find they need to limit their intake to just 2 to 3 servings weekly rather than daily. Martha started steaming her kale instead of eating it raw, and within 2 weeks, her digestive discomfort had virtually disappeared. Now, while raw kale might be problematic, let's talk about another seemingly innocent vegetable that could be causing even more serious issues for seniors: conventional bell peppers. James, one of my viewers who's 65, couldn't figure out why his arthritis would flare up so randomly despite taking his medication exactly as prescribed. After I suggested he keep a food journal, he noticed something fascinating: his joint pain often intensified dramatically the day after enjoying stuffed bell peppers, which happened to be one of his favorite meals. What's happening here? Well, conventional bell peppers are among the most heavily sprayed crops in modern farming. They're absolutely covered in pesticide residues that can accumulate in our aging bodies. You see, after 60, our detoxification systems become significantly less efficient, making these chemical residues potentially much more harmful than they were in our younger years. But there's more to the story. Bell peppers belong to the nightshade family of vegetables, which naturally contain a compound called solanine. Emerging research suggests this compound may increase inflammation in sensitive individuals, and inflammation is already a major concern for many of us as we age. Many seniors make the mistake of assuming all vegetables are equally healthy regardless of how they're grown. But the truth is, the source and growing methods matter tremendously after 60. Your body's ability to process certain compounds changes dramatically with age. If you enjoy bell peppers and don't want to give them up completely, here's what I recommend: opt for organic varieties whenever possible, and consider roasting them to break down some of those inflammatory compounds. Some of my viewers with arthritis or inflammatory conditions have found remarkable relief by eliminating nightshades entirely for 3 to 4 weeks to see if symptoms improve. James tried this approach, and for the first time in years, he could play with his grandchildren without pain. Speaking of inflammation, let's discuss a staple vegetable that might be silently contributing to digestive distress in seniors: conventional corn. Consider Robert's story. At 68, Robert was frustrated because his blood sugar remained wildly unstable despite carefully following his doctor's advice. He noticed that summer barbecues with corn on the cob seemed to trigger particularly troublesome spikes that left him feeling terrible for days afterward. Conventional corn presents multiple challenges for seniors that younger bodies might handle without issue. First, most commercial corn is genetically modified and heavily treated with glyphosate, a herbicide that some concerning research suggests may disrupt gut bacteria. This is particularly problematic because gut health naturally declines with age, making these disruptions potentially more serious for seniors. Second, corn has one of the highest glycemic indexes among vegetables, potentially causing dangerous blood sugar fluctuations in seniors with insulin resistance or diabetes, conditions that become increasingly common after 60. Many of us grew up eating corn regularly and simply assume it remains a healthy choice throughout life. But here's what we now understand: our metabolic efficiency decreases significantly with age, making high-starch vegetables much more problematic after 60 than they were in our younger years. If you enjoy corn and don't want to eliminate it completely, try limiting it to small portions as an occasional treat rather than a dietary staple. Choose organic, non-GMO varieties when possible, and always pair it with protein and healthy fats to minimize those blood sugar impacts. Many of my viewers have found success by switching to alternatives like cauliflower, which provides a similar satisfying texture with far fewer carbohydrates. Now, let's move to a vegetable that many seniors consume daily without realizing its potential impact on their medication effectiveness: raw spinach. Margaret, at 75, was absolutely diligent about taking her osteoporosis medication and eating what she thought was a perfect diet, including a spinach salad every single day. Yet her bone density continued to decline steadily, leaving both her and her doctor completely puzzled. Here's what Margaret didn't know: raw spinach contains surprisingly high levels of compounds called oxalates. These oxalates can actually bind to calcium and other essential minerals in your digestive tract, potentially reducing their absorption significantly. This is particularly concerning for seniors already at risk for osteoporosis, when every bit of calcium absorption matters tremendously. But there's another issue that's even more serious for many seniors. Spinach is extremely high in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin that many seniors take for heart conditions. This interaction can actually make your medication less effective at preventing dangerous blood clots. The common belief that spinach is always a superfood completely overlooks how its compounds interact differently with aging bodies and common senior medications. What's healthy at 40 might not be optimal at 70, a crucial distinction that many health articles completely miss. Rather than eliminating spinach entirely, try lightly cooking it to reduce the oxalate content by 30 to 40%. If you're on blood thinners, maintain consistent, not necessarily eliminated, intake of vitamin K foods and be sure to inform your doctor of your typical diet. Many of my viewers have found success by alternating spinach with lower oxalate greens like romaine lettuce and kale. Next, let's examine a root vegetable that could be contributing to those uncomfortable digestive issues many seniors face: raw onions. David, at 67, absolutely loved adding raw onions to his sandwiches and salads for that extra flavor punch. Yet he suffered from persistent heartburn and gas that significantly impacted his quality of life and even disrupted his sleep patterns. Raw onions contain compounds called fructans, a type of carbohydrate that becomes increasingly difficult to digest as we age due to declining levels of specific digestive enzymes. They're also extremely high in sulfur compounds that, while beneficial in some ways, can trigger heartburn and reflux, conditions already more common after 60 due to natural weakening of the esophageal sphincter. Many seniors don't connect their digestive discomfort with specific vegetables, assuming it's just a normal part of aging that must be endured. This prevents them from making simple dietary adjustments that could significantly improve their comfort and quality of life. Instead of raw onions, try sautéing or caramelizing them, which breaks down the problematic compounds while preserving that wonderful flavor. Some seniors may need to reduce portion sizes or frequency. Chives and the green parts of scallions are often better tolerated alternatives for adding that onion flavor without the digestive distress. Now, let's discuss a vegetable that many health-conscious seniors consume regularly without realizing its potential impact on their joint health: tomatoes. Elena, at 73, suffered from persistent joint pain despite trying various remedies and supplements. She ate tomatoes daily in her salads and sauces, believing they were a healthy choice, completely unaware they might actually be contributing to her discomfort. Tomatoes, like bell peppers, belong to the nightshade family and contain solanine and other alkaloids that some research suggests may increase inflammation in susceptible individuals. They're also highly acidic, potentially exacerbating acid reflux and digestive discomfort that becomes increasingly common as we age. For those with kidney concerns, tomatoes' high potassium content could be problematic if kidney function is declining, another common issue after 60. The misconception that all red vegetables are automatically heart-healthy overlooks how nightshades specifically affect some seniors with inflammatory or autoimmune conditions. What works for the general population may not be ideal for those over 60 with specific health concerns. If you enjoy tomatoes and don't want to give them up completely, consider roasting or cooking them thoroughly to reduce the alkaloid content. Some seniors with inflammatory conditions might benefit from a 3-week nightshade elimination trial to see if symptoms improve. For those who must avoid tomatoes entirely, roasted red peppers or carrots can provide similar color and sweetness in your favorite recipes. Let's move on to a seemingly innocent vegetable that could be causing surprising issues for seniors: raw carrots. Harold, at 78, prided himself on snacking on raw carrots instead of processed foods. Yet he experienced increasing bloating and digestive discomfort that affected his appetite and energy levels, making it difficult to enjoy activities with his family. Raw carrots contain extremely tough cellulose fibers that become significantly more difficult to break down as digestive enzyme production naturally decreases with age. This can lead to uncomfortable gas, bloating, and discomfort in seniors. Additionally, the high fiber content, while generally beneficial, can be problematic for seniors with certain digestive conditions like diverticulitis or irritable bowel syndrome. Many seniors assume that raw vegetables are always the healthiest option, not realizing that cooking actually increases the bioavailability of certain nutrients, particularly for aging digestive systems. This is especially true for carrots, where cooking actually makes the beta-carotene more accessible to your body. Instead of raw carrots, try steaming, roasting, or lightly sautéing them to break down those tough fibers while preserving the nutrients. Some seniors may benefit from juicing carrots, while consuming the pulp separately in smaller amounts, or choosing softer vegetables like sweet potatoes that provide similar nutrients without the digestive challenges. Now, let's discuss a vegetable that many seniors consume for its health benefits without realizing its potential impact on medication effectiveness: garlic. Consider Susan's story. At 70, Susan faithfully took her blood pressure medication while also consuming large amounts of garlic supplements and fresh garlic, believing it would further improve her cardiovascular health. Her blood pressure readings became increasingly erratic, causing significant concern for her doctor. Garlic has natural blood-thinning properties that, while beneficial for many, can potentially interact with common medications seniors take, including blood thinners, blood pressure medications, and certain diabetes drugs. Its effects can be cumulative, meaning regular consumption might gradually alter medication effectiveness over time in ways that aren't immediately obvious. The dangerous misconception that natural foods can't interfere with medications leads many seniors to unknowingly create potentially serious interactions. What's considered heart-healthy in isolation might not be when combined with certain pharmaceuticals that many of us rely on. Rather than eliminating garlic entirely, discuss your consumption with your healthcare provider, especially if you take blood thinners or blood pressure medications. Consider using smaller amounts for flavoring rather than therapeutic doses, and maintain consistent rather than highly variable intake to avoid unpredictable fluctuations in medication effectiveness. Let's explore another common vegetable that could be problematic for seniors with certain conditions: conventional white potatoes. George, at 65, with prediabetes, couldn't understand why his blood sugar remained unstable despite following what he thought was a healthy diet that included baked potatoes several times weekly as an alternative to processed foods. Conventional white potatoes have one of the highest glycemic indexes among vegetables, potentially causing rapid blood sugar spikes, particularly dangerous for seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. They're also part of the nightshade family, containing solanine that may increase inflammation in sensitive individuals. Additionally, conventionally grown potatoes are heavily treated with sprout inhibitors and pesticides that aging bodies may struggle to detoxify efficiently. Many seniors grew up with potatoes as a dietary staple and naturally assume they remain a healthy choice throughout life. However, metabolic changes after 60 often mean high-starch vegetables have a much more pronounced impact on blood sugar than they did in our younger years. If you enjoy potatoes and don't want to give them up completely, consider purple or sweet potato varieties, which have lower glycemic impacts and higher nutrient density. A fascinating trick: cooling potatoes after cooking and then reheating them creates resistant starch, which has a significantly lower glycemic impact. Always choose organic potatoes and only consume the skin if they're organic to avoid those concentrated pesticide residues. Finally, let's discuss perhaps the most surprising vegetable that seniors might need to reconsider: raw celery. Janet, at 82, prided herself on eating clean with daily celery snacks. Yet she couldn't understand why her blood pressure medication seemed less effective on some days, creating concerning fluctuations that worried both her and her doctor. Celery contains natural compounds called phthalides that have a blood pressure-lowering effect, potentially beneficial for some, but possibly problematic when combined with blood pressure medications. It's also a natural diuretic, which could compound the effects of diuretic medications many seniors take for heart conditions. Additionally, conventional celery is among the dirty dozen most heavily pesticide-contaminated vegetables, containing residues that aging bodies struggle to eliminate efficiently. The common misconception that celery is just water and fiber completely overlooks its powerful bioactive compounds that can interact with common senior medications and health conditions. Natural doesn't always mean harmless for seniors on multiple medications, a critical distinction that many health articles miss entirely. If you enjoy celery and don't want to give it up completely, always choose organic varieties and discuss consumption with your healthcare provider if you take blood pressure or diuretic medications. Consider blanching celery briefly to reduce some of the more potent compounds while maintaining that satisfying crispness, and carefully monitor your blood pressure if you make significant changes to your celery consumption. I understand this information might feel overwhelming or even disappointing. Many of you have been diligently eating these vegetables for decades, believing you were making the healthiest choices possible. Finding out that these health foods might actually be contributing to your discomfort, medication issues, or health challenges can feel disheartening at first. But I want you to reframe this knowledge as empowering rather than restrictive. These insights give you precise tools to potentially resolve mysterious symptoms that may have been troubling you for years. Rather than continuing to suffer from unexplained digestive issues, joint pain, or medication ineffectiveness, you now have specific areas to explore and adjust. Remember, this isn't about eliminating all vegetables or creating fear around food. It's about understanding that your body at 60 plus has different needs than it did at 40, and honoring those changes with appropriate adjustments. Most of these vegetables can still be enjoyed with simple modifications in preparation or frequency. I encourage you to try adjusting just one vegetable from this list that you suspect might be causing issues. Keep a simple journal noting any changes in how you feel. Many of my viewers report significant improvements in energy, digestion, and comfort within just 2 to 3 weeks of making these targeted adjustments. I understand this information might feel overwhelming or even disappointing. Many of you have been diligently eating these vegetables for decades, believing you were making the healthiest choices possible. Finding out that these health foods might actually be contributing to your discomfort, medication issues, or health challenges can feel disheartening. But I want you to reframe this knowledge as empowering rather than restrictive. These insights give you precise tools to potentially resolve mysterious symptoms that may have been troubling you for years. Rather than continuing to suffer from unexplained digestive issues, joint pain, or medication ineffectiveness, you now have specific areas to explore and adjust. Remember, this isn't about eliminating all vegetables or creating fear around food. It's about understanding that your body at 60 plus has different needs than it did at 40, and honoring those changes with appropriate adjustments. Most of these vegetables can still be enjoyed with simple modifications in preparation or frequency. I encourage you to try adjusting just one vegetable from this list that you suspect might be causing issues. Keep a simple journal noting any changes in how you feel. Many of my viewers report significant improvements in energy, digestion, and comfort within just 2 to 3 weeks of making these targeted adjustments. I received a letter from Dorothy last month that brought tears to my eyes. She wrote, "After 15 years of chronic joint pain that kept me from playing with my grandchildren, I eliminated nightshades for just 3 weeks as you suggested. The difference is nothing short of miraculous. Yesterday, I got down on the floor to build blocks with my 4-year-old grandson for the first time. I can't thank you enough." Stories like Dorothy's are why I'm so passionate about sharing this information. It's not about restriction, it's about reclaiming the quality of life you deserve in these precious years. Think about it, wouldn't it be worth adjusting how you prepare your broccoli if it meant having the energy to travel again? Or worth switching from conventional to organic bell peppers if it meant waking up without joint pain for the first time in years? These small changes can lead to remarkable improvements in how you feel every single day. And remember, these adjustments don't have to happen all at once. Start with the vegetable you consume most frequently or the one you suspect might be causing issues. Give your body time to respond, and listen carefully to what it tells you. Your body's wisdom increases with age, sometimes we just need to provide the right conditions for it to thrive. To recap, the 10 vegetables we've discussed today that seniors should approach with caution after 60 are: raw cruciferous vegetables, conventional bell peppers, conventional corn, raw spinach, raw onions, tomatoes, raw carrots, garlic, conventional white potatoes, and raw celery. Remember, most can still be enjoyed with appropriate modifications in preparation, frequency, or sourcing. Which of these vegetables surprised you the most? Or which one do you suspect might be causing issues in your diet? Comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences and answer any questions you might have. Your comments also help other seniors who might be experiencing similar challenges but feel alone in their struggles. If you found this information valuable for yourself or a loved one, please hit that like button and subscribe to Wise Elderly Tips. We're dedicated to providing practical, science-backed advice specifically tailored to the unique needs of seniors. Unlike general health channels that focus on younger audiences, every piece of information we share considers the specific physiological changes that occur after 60. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos on other important tips for seniors over 60. Before you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Aging isn't about limitation, it's about adaptation. Our bodies have carried us faithfully through decades of life, and they continue to serve us well when we understand and honor their changing needs. The wisdom you've accumulated over your lifetime is your greatest asset. Now, you can apply that wisdom to making informed choices about your nutrition. Thank you for watching today. Remember, small, informed changes to your diet can make dramatic differences in how you feel. Stay wise, stay well, and I'll see you in the next video.